Today I'm taking a look at the Micro3 adaffuses. So one of the most important things with an adafuse is that the plug is about the same size as a standard fuse that will actually fit in the fuse box. A lot of them, they put a lot of extra material, especially here on the corners. This one has a little bit of extra material right on the corner compared to this one, but the overall size is not really any different. We can see it is a crimp style with one side already crimped on, and we got our 2 spots for fuses. The really cool thing about this style is that the supply is coming in right in the middle pin. The 2 outside pins are the load. So what that means is that we can put this in the fuse either way and it won't matter. With the old 2-pin style, you had to be very careful about which way you put it in, because if you go right from the supply to the wire, you're not going to have a fuse. Even if the fuse is in there, it's not going to be going through it, so it won't blow, so that could potentially start a fire. This one no longer matters, so Micro3 is actually very good for this. And that is not making connection with any of those pins. And is making connection there and not there. So that's important. But what that means is actually treating these as 2 separate circuits. So we don't have to worry about if we put a fuse in here and here, it's not going to be adding to the size of the fuse. It'll only blow this fuse if this fuse gets overloaded, and it will only blow this fuse if this fuse gets overloaded. So very good. The far pin is there. And the near pin is right there. So the only consistent one is the middle pin goes to both of these 2 pins. So I got 2 adaffuses here, and so what you would do normally is you would connect one to the yellow and then one to the red. And if you want to add the parking monitor, that is the way that you would have to do it, and you would have to add both of these. Now for me personally, I'm a bit OCD about this kind of thing, so I want to make sure that there's absolutely no potential for this system to drain the battery. So for example, if there was a short in this box, theoretically it could draw power from the yellow wire if it is always on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie both the yellow and the red together. And then if I put that in the accessory, then it's just going to power on the entire system anytime I turn the car on. But it's not going to have power if the car is off. So then I just put my adafuse on there. You don't need to have a fancy tool like this, but I've got one, so I'm going to use it. There we go. And that doesn't need to be super tight, just tight enough to where it's not going to be coming off. So now I'm just going to remove that bottom left fuse and install that in the adafuse. And these are usually pretty tight. Now if I have that oriented to the right, it's going to be covering up the other fuses, but if I put it the other way, I don't think I have enough room to clear this, so I'm just going to put it into the right. There we go. And that is a good fit. And we have got power. And more importantly, when I turn the car off, the camera also goes off.